So what do we have here? I got a few things to say about this particular rig that I bought, and I'm going to tell you why I bought it. So this is an HB Toys R1605. You can get I think a 1607 one. It just means it's a different color. You can get it in a Jeep or you can get it in a Bronco body. Not branded by any means. So 1/16 scale, I think it's a 280 brushed motor, 9 kg servo. And it's pretty cool. Comes with a full light kit. Your bar light, headlights, a little light bar on the front here I'll show you, rear lights, full size rear tire. As you see, I put all the stickers all over it. I actually did a bit of an unboxing yesterday. I was just talking about it a little and I realized the microphone that I connected to my phone, the battery had died. So I'm redoing this after if you look up the video, you'll find somebody who's got the box. Who cares about the box, right? So this was $87 Canadian from AliExpress. I ordered it on June 15th and I had it 9 days later. I've got two other rigs on order. One's an RGT and one's an FMS, and I ordered the FMS before all of them, and I'll guarantee you I'm gonna get it last. I think FMS focuses on some of their sponsors because I see a lot of stuff flying out to people, but when I order something, it takes a while from them. But regardless, FMS, to me, make quality vehicles. So, all right, so what does this come with? Well, you get a manual, you get some stickers, a lot I've already put on. Obviously, you get your little battery charger, you get your battery, it's a 500 milliamp lithium ion, and you get a nice little controller. I put a zip tie on this thanks to a buddy of mine, Junior, when I'm trying to drive it single hand and stretch my short thumb out. So I put a zip tie so it gives me something to grab onto. So thank you to him. It's got a switch for the lights, and then you've got a steering trim. So that's just centering your steering, and then you get throttle trim. Throttle trim on this though doesn't give you lower to higher speed. So what they call it in the manual is cruise control. So if I want to turn this to the right a little bit and get this thing going at a few kilometers, I don't have to hit my trigger. I can just trail along and it's cruise control. So that's a pretty cool feature. It comes with what I think are really good looking stock rims and tires. I've never liked stock rims. These, just like it look like an old school steely rim. They're very reminiscent of the WPL rims, and these tires are not the greatest. They have no foams in them or anything. They're not beadlock, but I like them. I like how they look, and my intent is to leave this truck the way it is because I did spend $87 on it. But like I said, you get your full light kit, you get your Rhino bumper at the front. I've put some pretty shitty string on. It's got friction shocks. I'll tell you what I did. It comes with your light bar, comes with a roof rack. Like I said, full-sized spare tire at the back and a nice hard body. You lift this up to get to your power switch. It's got not stickers, but real doors don't open, but real looking 3D door handles. Same with the mirrors, same with the wipers, the snorkel. You've got actual mirror in your rearview mirrors. 4-link suspension on the bottom, all plastic. Same with your steering links, plastic gears in the diffs, plastic gears in the gearbox. So might it strip one day? Possibly. Am I going to be climbing this? No, it's basically a trail truck. It's a little top heavy. So what I did was I got some solder and I looped some solder around the inside of the rim. Each of these rims, without the tire, the rim is 4 grams. And the solder I put on adds 10 to it. So there's 40 grams of some weight down low on this. I also put a couple weights on each side of the, I'll show you, steering servo, if you can see in there. Just, that's as low as I could get with weight, just to give it some weight up front. And I also threw a couple weights under the hood here because I just wanted it sat low in the back, and I just wanted a little more weight on the front. Now you don't get a lot of sag. Well, you get, I don't know what that sag stuff is, to be honest. I know there's sag. So this one here, you're not going to get a lot of bounce down. You're just going to get your shocks going up and coming down. So it sits low, which is fine. I like that. Oh, and to open it up, basically you've got two little knobs at the front, and in the back you have this little lever here that you push. And then this comes right off. Now your headlights and your taillights are wired in there, so you can unplug them or just put the body to the right side. There's your ESC receiver combo. It's not encased in anything. I'm not running this thing in water, like a pond or a lake or a stream, for example, or river or anything like that, like people do. I might get a little bit of mud and wet on the tires, but I might throw put some clear nail polish on that if I need to. You see this on a lot of WPL models. There's your battery. It's got a nice little elastic band for it. And that's it. So get it back on. You just put your two little nibs in, and then that clicks in the back, and off you go. So what did I do with the shocks? The shocks were friction shocks, and they didn't do anything, to be honest with you. They just basically sat flat the whole time, and the rear of the car was down lower. So I had some Endura. These are about 45, 47 millimeter oil shocks. I threw them on just to get rid of the bouncy kind of thing when it drives along. That was really it. I didn't want to give it any more ride height. I did have some firmer springs on it, and it made it sit up really high, and it looked kind of dumb. So I put the weakest springs on it. I've got the rear dialed down a little bit just to give it some height, and that's it. This thing's pretty cool. So let me power this on, and I'll show you the lights. On. Okay. Now you see what I'm talking about for the cruise control? There you go. That's how touchy it is. Don't mess with this with this knob, or when you turn it on, it'll just take off on you. So again, if I'm turning this knob, if I turn it to the left, you see how it starts to go and doesn't, and then if I turn it to the right, I'm just turning it so slightly. I can have it go like that, and I don't need to use the trigger, and I can steer and move along as I want, but I want it in the middle. Okay, so lights. You've got some rear lights. When you reverse, they go a little higher. There are no turn signals on this, which I'm fine with. There's your front. You got your bar, your headlights, and if you look, I guess you can see in there, right there, you've got 3 extra lights, and they're a yellow color. So if you hit the light switch once, it turns off your front and rear lights. Hit it again, it'll come back on. To work your power bar, you have to hit it twice, and you're gonna get a whole bunch of funky disco lights, which I can't stand. So I just leave it on the white, but so you guys can see it. Well, you have the red going back and forth, the green. You got some blue and purpley looking ones, or red and purple, green. This thing, your red and green and blue. That'd be kind of cool if you painted this and made it into like a police type vehicle if you wanted. And then off. And then, so you can actually have all your lights off, which is good. So you're not sucking, not that it would suck a lot of power out of the battery, but so you're not sucking a lot of power out of the battery during the day. And that's it. So let me turn this off. So, why'd I get it? Well, what did I do here? I guess, oh, you got a long press to turn it off, I think. There you go. So why'd I get it? I saw a video from a channel called BCRC, and he had picked one up and then went out with his son, and he was saying how it's great for a beginner, and he's right. If you don't want to spend, $300, $400, $500, even $200, you want to get something to see if you even enjoy the hobby. This is perfect, because then even if you do get into it, you're left with a very scale looking truck that if you wanted to, you could build onto. It's got a metal frame, by the way, which is nice to work off of. And then all you'd have to do is, if you really wanted to, is, links, drive shafts, some gears. You can even throw a new motor in it, but I'm fine with it. It's a single speed. It'll go pretty quick, to be honest. So I saw this and I'm like, I just think it's cool. And for 87 bucks, I like this, I don't have to put money into tires or anything like that for what I'm going to use it for. I'm just going to trail around with it and boot around. So for that price, you can't beat it. Don't buy this. So, you'll see people who will buy something like this and then take it out and it'll roll because it's a little top heavy. That's why I put some weight into the front and into each wheel. Hopefully it'll help with a little bit of that. But at the same time, don't buy this and expect it to crawl or climb fantastically. That's not it. So don't buy it and then make a video complaining about how it doesn't do. It's an $87 RC. I don't even want to say it's beginner, because I'm not a beginner. I've got over 40 RCs, and I bought this because I liked it and I thought it'd be a little bit of fun. So buying this and then criticizing it is like, I don't know, hopping in a canoe and thinking you're going to canoe across the Atlantic and then bitch about the canoe when you can't. That's not what it's for. So that's $87 Canadian. So it's, I think it's 60 bucks or something like that, US. And then again, you've got, I think there's a silvery gray, a red, this green color, and then you get your Bronco bodies as well. I think I've seen a red, a yellow, I think a red, a yellow, and I can't remember the other color, but it might be silver again, I can't remember. But yeah, it's a cool looking little car that comes, you can buy a $200 RC that doesn't come with any lights. It doesn't come with a roof rack. Those are little things that I factored in when I bought this for 87 bucks. And I already had the shocks laying around, so I threw them on because it just gives it a bit more of a nice plant, and it'll give us some nice movement. It doesn't have a lot of flex. You can probably get, let's say 1.5 tires under there. But again, I'm trailing, so I'm good with that. So there it is, HB Toys, R1605. I think the whole line is called R1601. And then when you do your different colors, you'll do an 05, an 07, whatever it might be. But yeah, you get your black fenders. A lot of places my TRX4 Sport came with stickers to make the fenders black. I prefer them body color, but still, it's things like that, right? There's no lights in it. This thing has lights in it already. So for $87, as long as you just kind of mirror your expectations as to what this thing actually is, I think it's a cool little buy. It's actually the first one I've bought that I haven't wanted to change the wheels on. Could I put a squishier tire? Yeah. I don't want to, because I like the look of these, and I think these rims look really cool. They don't look like your typical RC rims that you get out of the box that do look toyish, to be honest with you. So yeah, there it is. Partially tinted windows. There is a full interior in this, by the way. Let me see if I can show you guys. There, is that make it any better? You can see it's got the full, now there's nothing opens on it, right? And there's your full interior there. I guess if I put some light in, maybe. Nah, it just makes the windows foggy. So there you have it. So yeah, just a little something to add for fun to the collection. Again, I've got 2 more coming, so I'll be doing some review videos on those. Neither of them are new. They're new to me, but they're not new. So You've more than likely seen reviews on them, but I'll give you my thoughts if you guys would like that. So, okay, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.